This video turned out to be pretty interesting, so make sure you watch to the end. But let's first clarify what product exactly are we reviewing today. This is the expensive Exsence. This is the real deal. And there are two Exsence reels that Shimano offers. The expensive one that I'm holding in my hand has magnesium frame, it's made in Japan, and it costs a lot of money. Now in the past, Shimano also offered a knockoff of the expensive reel, which it called CI4 Plus. The CI4 Plus is made of plastic or CI4 Plus material, whatever you want to call it, but it's made in Malaysia and it also is a lot cheaper. But these two reels are not to be confused because they are really on a different platforms, and you cannot get one and put three bearings and turn it into the other. And really the name Exsence on the cheaper reel here is misleading because they are not siblings. This reel that I'm holding here though is the older generation CI4 Plus. There is no new generation CI4 Plus, and I only own the plastic version of the old generation. So this comparison is not really, apples to apples, but I mean, you don't need to be a fishing expert to tell right away that this reel is smoother, quieter, and has less free play, just everything holds together. So definitely significant improvement in terms of just drivetrain. However, in terms of aesthetics, and on camera the new reel looks better, but I have to tell you, in person, at least for this person that's talking right now, the old reel looks much better. The old reel, the color is, first of all, there are two colors, black and very dark gray. But the dark gray is like a pearl color. It just looks deeper and richer. And also, there is no chrome anywhere on the rim. Look here, the butt cap is black. Yeah, the new one has darker black and it looks shiny here, but I'm telling you, the black is flatter. It doesn't look deep. I don't like this black. I didn't like it in the Vanford. I said then that it looks flat. Also, why did you have to leave the butt chrome? You gotta have a little shine, right? I mean, this is a blacked out reel. Why leave the butt chrome and this piece chrome too? Even the line roller. Everything should be black. Come on. I'm gonna bring the new Vanford here quickly. By the way, I don't know if you noticed, but all of these reels are the same size here. The Exsence is 3000, the old Exsence was 3000, and this Vanford here is also 2500, which 2500 and 300 is the same size for Shimano. Not necessarily for Daiwa, but for Shimano it is. But this reel, pretty much everything that I said for the old Exsence CI4 holds here. These two reels are not on the same platform. You cannot get a Vanford and put some bearings and end up with Exsence. It doesn't work like that. The Vanford, again, is a cheaper reel. It's made of plastic. It's made in Malaysia. And even the bearings inside, some compromises have been made, and cheaper bearings are used in this reel compared to the Exsence CI4. So I just want to get this out of the way. The Exsence CI4 is not a Vanford. It's not based on the Vanford platform at all. Okay, then what is it based on? Or is it a brand new reel maybe? Alright guys, you ready for this? Enter Vanquish. By the way, notice that my Vanquish is the same size as the Exsence that I'm holding here in my hand too. I was very surprised that the new Exsence, even though it looks so different at first. And even though this is advertised as a saltwater sea bass or something saltwater, like stronger fish, it's for fighting stronger fish than what Vanquish should be fighting. Vanquish is mainly advertised as a trout reel in the smallest sizes or kind of extreme finesse in the larger sizes. So I did not expect these two reels to be the same reel, and yet they are exactly the same reel with some very unimportant differences that I'll tell you right now. Okay, here is the first and most important difference between the two reels, if we don't count the paint, the handle. The Vanquish comes with extremely light, completely carbon handle. The Exsence, being a saltwater reel and perhaps needing some more force, has, I don't know if it's magnesium or aluminum, but this is a metallic handle that is significantly heavier. Let's check the Vanquish handle, 18.4 grams. The Exsence handle, 24.7. So this is 7.3 gram difference between the handles. Okay, here is the second difference. On top, the two spools look rather different, but they're really not. The Vanquish, again, being ultra finesse reel, this is the 2500 size, and all it has inside is one very thin felt washer. That's all it has, guys. No carbon. This is the 25, and look how little surface this is. Okay, so the Exsence, being a saltwater reel and advertised for whatever, sea bass, or I might be mistaken, but it's some sea animal. It has a little bit, added strength to the drag. Now, I was very surprised to find felt in the drag here, but all it has is 3 felt washers. So, okay, it has kind of the same exact felt washer, but 3 of them sandwiched between 3 metal plates. So you have a little bit extra drag, and notice you're gonna have like 1 gram of extra weight in the spool here, just because you have 2 extra metal washers and 2 extra felt washers. Now, I have fished this reel a lot. I've caught a 5-pound hybrid, a ton of crappie with it, and even with the hybrid, I never felt for a second I need more drag. If I did, see my pinky? I gently touch the spool with my pinky. Yep, my pinky has all the drag that I need. But anyway, this is the second difference. Now, when I did my research, I did find one other difference between the two reels, but that's kind of a speculation because I did not visually confirm that, because I did not open these two reels inside. And again, I have opened a lot of reels, but if a reel feels perfect out of the box, I don't open them. I will open them 2 years later when I start to feel a little dry patches in the gears or some noise or some free play, and maybe I don't care about the reel anymore. But if the reel is brand new and just feels perfect out of the box, I don't open it, because once I open a reel, it will feel better or it will feel worse, but my gut, it never feels the same. So I just don't open brand new reels when they feel this good. I still haven't opened my Vanquish, 2 years old. It's still perfect. I don't fish it much. That's the main reason, but whatever the reason, still feels great. This is not even my reel, so I'm not gonna open this reel and mail it back and the guy tells me, hey, this doesn't feel the same. So keep in mind, This last difference is just based on my research and it's kind of a speculation. Look at these two bearings. The bearing on the left has a shield to protect it from salt and water, and they call those whatever, water resistant or salt resistant. They're resistant to something. The bearing on the right though, no shield at all. The bearing on the right is designed to have ultra low rolling resistance. Now these are not bearings that I removed from these reels. These are just from my personal box here, but I wanted guys to show you something so you have a visual of what I'm talking about. But from my research, I found that the bearings on the main gear, focus buddy, the bearings on the main gear of the Exsence are shielded and whatever, water and salt resistant. And the bearings in the Vanquish are not shielded and they are that ultra low resistance type. So again, speculations, but I'm pretty sure that I got it right. Now, talking about resistance, this is a brand new reel, and these very expensive reels tend to have, I think, a little bit more grease just because I think the vendor doesn't want to risk premature wear of these reels. But I don't know if it's the extra grease or these bearings that are, low resistance over here. But my Vanquish just blows this reel out of the water in terms of resistance. There is significant resistance here, and I'm not confusing the resistance from the grease with the resistance from the higher gear ratio, because this reel is higher gear ratio, but the higher gear ratio would result in inertia, and once you start spinning the reel, it would actually, the higher speed of the rotor, the inertia would keep it going. But you see how fast it stopped, right? It just stops because there is grease inside. It cannot stop because of high gear ratio. So I think this reel is packed full of grease, like some other reels that I have reviewed. And overall, the resistance is there is some good resistance. I will say that actually the cheap plastic Vanford brand new has less resistance, less inertia, less everything than the new Exsence. It doesn't have the same tightness, the same feel. This reel just feels no free play, tight, quiet, and the grease does give you this quietness that only very expensive reels have. But I'm just saying, in terms of resistance, this is not a low resistance reel. And I'm gonna finish the video by giving you one last data point to consider. The difference in weight between these two Vanquishes that I hold here, and these are 2500 size reels or 3000 size reels, whatever you wanna call it, the Exsence is 10 grams heavier. And where do the 10 grams come from? Well, you already saw the handle is like 7.3 or 7.5 grams heavier. So almost all of the extra weight comes from this metallic handle here. Maybe 1 gram will come from the thicker drag stack in the spool. Maybe like half a gram will come from the difference in the main bearings in the reel. And the last difference in weight will come from the size of the main gear in these two reels. Because the pinion gear in these two reels is the same size, to get higher gear ratio, you would need the main gear in the Exsence to be a little bit larger. So you're gonna get another couple grams of extra weight in this reel coming from the bigger main gear. But yeah, these are the points that should let you decide which Vanquish to get. The colors, do you need the stronger metal handle? Do you need a little bit more drag in the drag stack? I don't know, to me, I don't need the extra weight and the strong handle. I prefer the lighter Vanquish with its lower resistance. Even if I fished for saltwater for whatever sea bass, I think I'll do just fine with this reel. But maybe you prefer this color more so. Yeah, that's all the difference between these two reels. Guys, I do want to thank one more time David from Ohio, who sent me this brand new reel. I mean, the guy sent me the reel before he has fished it yet, just to be reviewed. This really helps me because, I mean, I see where the traffic on my channel is. You guys mostly watch my reviews and you want to watch more reviews. You don't want to watch my fishing videos, but I cannot keep buying everything just to review it. I did buy several reels this year just to review them when I knew 100% that I'm not gonna keep these reels. The Ultegra, the Legalis, I didn't like the colors. I knew I wasn't gonna keep these reels, and I bought them anyway because they were cheap and I wanted to review them. But these high-end reels, if you guys are buying something exotic and you can mail it to me just for a review, please contact me. I would really appreciate that. Thanks for watching this one to the end. I'll see you soon. Bye bye. No way. This is a fish.